for joining me. My name's Natasha and I'm going to be guiding you through a vinyasa flow today, and we're going to focus on release, letting go. A lot of action in our hips and hamstrings, but really just trying to release and let go. If we were to refer it to one of our niyamas, it might be in line with our Sauca, our cleansing. So we're really trying to detox the body, release anything we're carrying that we don't need. So to begin with, we're going to start in a reclined bound angle. So I've got some props for this. You do not need props, so don't worry. I'll show you without and I'll show you with. And even if you don't have a bolster and blocks, you can use other things, so I'll talk you through it. But to begin with, so our reclined bound angle is our soles of our feet together, and then gently lying yourself down onto your mat. So your knees are falling out to the side, arms beside you, palms facing up. So if you're happy here, stay here. If you do have a big cushion, then you can bring it to the base of the spine and then just lie on this. So your head is resting on that, arms out to the side. If you feel a lot of tension in your legs, you can use blocks or cushions to just prop them up so you're supported. So, action. If you don't have anything, just use nothing, and if it's too uncomfortable, then just lie in Shavasana, so extend your legs. So find your way and take your time. If you need to just go to another room to grab what you need, then do. You have time and it's worth it. Nice to just enjoy that, and we probably come back to this at the end. Once you're there. Big breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth to begin with. Really try and breathe down into your belly and just release. So maybe with each breath, letting go of something different. Maybe one is your to-do list. One is worrying about what you're going to pack. One is worrying about the conversation with a colleague or an email. Just keep letting them go. I'm not saying that they're gone forever, but we just don't need them right now. Enjoy being where you are. And every exhale, a little deeper. Changing your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Jason Crandell says, the nature of yoga is to shine the light of awareness into the darkest corners of our body. So today I want you to keep that in your mind as we practice. Imagine we're trying to get into those dark corners by opening them up or by breathing so deeply. We take this wonderful energy of our breath all through our body, shining that lovely light. Breathe in deeply and exhaling fully. Enjoy this stillness. Eyes closed if you can. Breathe in deeply. Allowing this stillness to just draw a line between your day so far and your time on the mat. A pause movement to sink in, allowing the heart rate and the nervous system just to calm for a moment. And gently. If you are supporting yourself, just remove the props, pop them to the side. We're going to come onto our back. We're going to bring our knees in, so just be careful, we may one at a time, holding each knee with each hand, and we're going to do circles. So pushing away and then opening out to the sides. So really nice circles. They don't have to be the biggest you can do to begin with. Just gently warming up that ball and socket joint in our hip. Be aware that as you do this, your lower back may lift and arch off the floor. We want to try and keep that down. So it's the movement is coming from the hips rather than the back. Good. Bring it back to center, gently change your direction, should drawing the knees towards you. And then opening wide before you draw them back in. Big inhale. Big exhale. Pausing in the center. So you can either keep the knees here lifted or you can bring the feet to the floor. We're just going to rock our knees from side to side. So you can have your arms out to the side if there's space. If the knees are lifted, just bringing them down to the floor one side, lifting them up and to the other. There's no race or points for going fast. So just take your time. If the soles of the feet are on the floor, try to keep the feet on the floor. Just let the knees fall. Lifting back up and the other side. Synchronizing your breath, we exhale as we drop to the side, as we're twisting to potentially release in space. And then back to center as we realign. Allow a big deep breath and then go to the other side. Pausing in center. Once again, bringing each knee into the chest, giving yourself a hug, maybe even trying to get that nose between the knees. And then we're going to come to seated. So you can either roll onto your side and push yourself up, or hold the back of the thighs, use momentum to rock and roll along your spine until you come to seated. If you're rocking and rolling, take a few goes, enjoy that. It's a really lovely way to just release and let go. It was quite playful and nice massage for the back. And then we come into our seated position. Once again, I am going to just have a little block under my hips. So if you have a cushion nearby and want to, just can make it easier for us to sit for a long period of time. Takes a little pressure off our lower back. Take a big inhale. Then extend our right hand down to the floor and reach up and over with our left. Turning your gaze towards the left side. We're really trying to stretch this left side. So dig down with your left hip, reach across with the left arm. Good. And if your shoulder is near your ears on the right side, just drop that shoulder away. Big inhale. Big exhale. And then we're going to sweep this hand behind our back. So we're keeping everything else the same, we're just sweeping the arm round. So we're aiming almost to grab this elbow. But if you can't grab it, that's totally fine. Just that's what you're aiming for. Chin up, dropping both shoulders away. Big inhale. Big exhale. Good. Lift both arms. Big stretch up to center. Let's go to the other side. Left hand down, right arm reaching across now. Imagine you're breathing into that right side. Really create some space there. Big inhale, big exhale. Digging down with your hip. And then gently sweeping that arm behind your back. Reaching for that elbow. You can tuck around the waist or wherever you get to. Chin up, shoulders down. Big inhale. Big exhale. And just turn your gaze down towards that bottom hand. Good. Gently coming back up. Inhaling up. We're going to come into cactus arms. So this is like 90-degree bend at the elbows. Inhaling, we're squeezing back to open the chest. And as we exhale, we're going to sweep forward, round our back, really reach forward, chin to chest. And inhale, opening up. And then moving with your breath. So you exhale, you're squeezing your belly in. And you inhale as you open up. Taking your time. And really feel that breath. Remember, the breath is why we're here. It's leading and guiding everything we do. So really focus on the breath before the movement. Let's do one more. And release the arms down. You may just want to give shoulder a little wiggle after that. If you're sat on anything, just remove it. We're going to come onto all fours. Coming through. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And coming through your cat-cow. So you inhale, lengthen the chest and the collarbone forwards. Exhale, drawing the belly button up in towards the spine. Inhale, taking your gaze upwards, tilt your pelvis forward. Exhale, chin to chest, tuck the tailbone under. And just keep moving with your breath. And if you want to just allow a little sway to come in, then do. Remember, we're trying to shine that light into all the little places. So imagine trying to feel every vertebrae. Be aware of your ribs, aware of your pelvis. Into a neutral spine and pause here. You can continue with your cat-cow, or if you'd like, you can come into a tiger. So this is, as you inhale, we still lift the chin and the chest. We also lift the right knee. We're trying to get those toes to touch the back of the head. And as you exhale, drawing the knee to the forehead beneath the body. And through that motion, be aware if you're lifting your right knee, your body will want to sway to the side. Try and keep a strong center line. So as you move, the legs moving, but the torso and the back aren't swaying from side to side. And to do, if you're doing that, about 5 on each side. If you're doing cat-cow, then just keep going through your rhythm. We've done about 5 or around now. Switching sides, so you do the left leg. So it's same again, keeping the center line, extension up, and then drawing the knee towards the forehead. And keep going, and use your breath. You'll find it's much easier to bring that knee to the forehead if you've exhaled, so there's no air in the way. And then you open up, there's lots of space to breathe. When you've done your 5, just resting down, child pose for a moment, stretching the arms forward. Release down. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's come back up. We're going to come through some donkey. So this is strength base. So with our right knee, we're now trying to knock any movement from that spine. So we're going to come to a neutral position, and then we engage the core muscles, lifting the right knee up as if you're trying to get a footprint on the ceiling. So just Really activating our glute muscles here. Again, we're going to do 5 on each side. Keeping your center line, try to keep that core still. 3, 4, 5. Good. We're just going to do some more on the outside and then we'll move on. So I'll show you on my left side just so you can see. Keeping your hips facing down, core engaged, lifting through the shoulders, and then hinge out to the side. So your body will want to kind of swing out and make it as big as possible, but we really want to keep that hip down. Imagine you have 2 headlights on the front of your hips, and we want them to stay facing the mat. So you squeeze out to the side, and back in. Again, doing 5, and then going to the other side. Lovely one for our abductors that help take the leg away from the center line of the body. And then to the other side. Use your core to stabilize. 4, 5. Good. Just flexing and extending the spine and cat-cow. If you need to just sit back and stretch your wrist for a moment, please do. We're not too much on our wrists today, but we do have just a little more. So you can just give them a little rotation, a little wiggle, or you can bring them down to the mat, maybe fingers pointing towards you, rest back and just try and stretch out. Maybe palms facing up. So just stretching them like you would anything else. Sometimes they can feel a little sore in yoga, but that can be really helped as well when we really spread our fingers and grip with the whole hand and not just that pad, the palm of the hand. Okay, so next we're going to do some bear squats and hovers. So this is from a tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes and lift into down dog. So when you're ready, lifting your hips up. Oh, taking a nice big stretch, and if this is your first one of the day, it's the first one of the class, if it's the first one of your day, take your time, be gentle. And then from here, we're going to lower back to all fours, but we're not going to let the knees touch the floor. And then we lift back up. Just do that a few times. You're inhaling as you come down, and exhale into your down dog. Really lovely movement through your toes, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your spine, your shoulders, and your wrists. Good. The next time you come down, you're going to hold for 3. So just pause. 1, 2, 3. Good. Push back up. Down dog. And then we're going to walk our feet forward, coming into a forward fold. And just release and hang there. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Maybe holding opposite elbows. And just sway from side to side. Taking your time. Then release the arms and gently roll yourself up. Oh, should put a big stretch on your hamstrings here. Rolling yourself up to standing. Big inhale, awakening the spine and release the arms by your side. Good, we're going to go through a gentle salutation and then we're going to come into our flow. So just standing in the top quarter of the mat, grounding down through your feet, lifting up with the body, inhale, reaching up. With an exhale, bowing forwards, leading with your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, releasing the hands down, step into your plank, pause for a moment, and then lowering yourself down to the floor. So dropping the knees is optional. Do what feels right for you. Untuck the toes, pushing with the hands, lifting the hips off the floor, lifting up out of the shoulders into your up dog. Remember here, gripping with the whole hand. Good, when you're ready, using your core to protect the spine, Push back, tuck the toes, down dog. Take a nice stretch here. When you're ready, gazing forwards, stepping your feet to your hands. Release into that forward fold. While we're here, we're going to use a little stretch, so I'd like you to bend your knees as much as you need to get your chest onto your thighs. Using your peace fingers, so your index and your middle fingers, to hug around your big toes. If that doesn't do it for you, you can tuck your fingers under the toes. Remember, bending your knees as much as you need to. Release the head, so you're looking between the legs. And then keeping the chest on the thighs, we're going to try and open up those legs. So imagine you're trying to get the crown of the head down towards the floor and your hips up towards the sky. Big breath in. Big breath out with every exhale. So you go a little deeper. Good. Gently release your grips with an inhale. Halfway. Lower back down. And then inhale. All the way up to standing. And release. Arms by your side. Big inhale. Big exhale. Okay, let's flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the floor. Step or jump into a plank position. Lowering yourself down to the floor. You can use your chaturanga, so bend in the arms and push yourself up from there. Or come all the way down and push yourself up as you wish. Tuck the toes. Push back, down dog. From here, lifting up with the right leg. And then we're going to step forwards into a low lunge. So bringing that right foot forwards, allow the left knee down. I prefer to untuck my back toes. And then find your low lunge. So your right hip may be inclined to come forwards. If that's the case, just try and draw that hip back. Lifting the arms up. And then gently coming into a rotation. And if you can, taking your gaze back to that back hand. Let's hold for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. 1. Inhale, bring those arms back up. And then we're going to shift our weight into that back knee. So we straight in the front and bring the toes up. So we're now really trying to stretch our hamstring, the back of that front leg. So if you've got a strong bend in the knee, that's fine. But just strengthen it as much as you can, bringing those toes up, and then stretching your hips behind you. So if you have blocks or cushions and want the support, then please use it, but remember you don't have to. You can hold your hips, you can hold on to furniture or the wall, or you can bring your hands down either side of that leg. Big inhale. And with every exhale, just see if you can go a little deeper. Good. Hold for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. For 1. Shifting the weight forwards, hands down. Tuck the toes. We're going to step back into down dog. And then roll forwards into your plank. And we go through our flow. So down to the ground. Lifting up into your back bend. Lifting up from the shoulders. Push back. Down dog. And then we'll do the other side. So your left leg. Big stretch. Reaching up to the ceiling. With control. Stepping through. And if your foot lands here, that's okay. Just bring that knee down. Shuffle the foot where it needs to go. Untuck the back toes. Come up. Release the hips down. And if in this position it's sore in your knee, you can always fold your mat so you can get a double layer in, if that's going to feel nice for you. Arms up. And then coming into your rotation. Taking your gaze backwards if you can. And we hold for 5. Good. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back forwards. Release the hands down, push back. Toes up. And again, stretch those hips away. The straight leg doesn't matter, just as long as you feel the stretch. Toes towards you. Hands supported wherever you need them to be. And just so we can be here, but my thighs are engaged, there's not really anything happening. So we really want that thigh gaze. You notice your kneecap lifts. Toes towards you, hips away so you can feel that good stretch. For 3. For 2. For 1. Good. Come back forwards, hands down. Tuck the toes, step back. Down dog. Gaze forwards, walk, step or jump, your feet to your hands. Release down. Halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. All the way to standing. Big stretch up. Release arms by your side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands down, step or jump, plank pose. Lower yourself down and push yourself up. Opening up that chest. Good. Push back, down dog. Once again, your right leg coming up. And then with control, you're going to come forward. Bring the foot to land, and we're going to lift up into a high lunge. Lifting the arms up, and then from here we're going to open into a warrior 2. So we're opening up those hips, externally rotating this thigh. Sinking down, finding your warrior, stretching in both directions. And then from here we come into our dancing warriors. So with an inhale, we lift up that front arm, sweep back. Try to keep the legs still if you can. With an exhale, windmill forward. Stretching the left arm past the ear, gazing up. Inhale. Back. Exhale. Go forwards. One more of each. Inhale up. And then exhale forward. Good. From here, come back into your warrior 2. Pivot back round into your high lunge. Just adjust your feet if you need to. So we want hips and feet facing forwards. And then we're going to come into our rotation, just as we did on the floor. Again, try to gaze behind you if you can. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Back to center. We're going to bring the hands down, lower that back knee down. So we come down into a lower lunge. So untuck the toes. Allow the hips to come forwards. So once again, coming into a rotation, or bring your hands in heart center and try to bring your left elbow to the outside of that right knee and gaze it behind you. And here you have the option, tuck the back toes and lift the back knee off the floor. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Back to center. Untuck the toes, shuffle back. So this hamstring stretch is like a half splits position. So if you have, I think my mat is too grippy to get anywhere on this, but if you want to, feel free to extend that front leg forward. Again, if you have anything to support you, this is another lovely one, and you can practice going down to where you feel comfortable. And if you feel comfortable here, then please stay here. As long as you feel the stretch, the rest is decoration. For another 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Weight forward, plant the hands, tuck the toes, step back into your down dog. So from here, you can take a pause in down dog or child, or flow forward. Good. And then we all meet back in down dog. So let's do the same on the other side. Left leg, big stretch up. With control, stepping forward into your high lunge. Good, find that lunge and then open into warrior two. So you want that front knee to still be facing forward. The back heel comes down as the hip opens. Arms out. And then through your dancing warriors, inhale up. Exhale, pivot. Inhale. One more of each. Good, and then opening into your warrior two. And then pivoting back around into your high lunge. From here, we come into our rotation. So only going as far as you can. Maybe just having a hand on the hip, keeping your gaze steady, extending the arm, but keeping the gaze steady, or taking the gaze back. Let's hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. Good, back to center. Dropping the hands down. Allow the back knee down, untuck the toes. And once again, find that lunge. Hips coming forward. I'm very prone to just kind of arch my back here, so I constantly need to be trying to knit those ribs down so my core is engaged. I'm not overstressing or stretching. Once again, into a rotation. So it can be as before, or it can be hands in heart center, bringing the elbow to the side and turning round. Be aware, like I've just done there, sometimes you're so worried about the twist you come out of the hip flexor stretch. You want to keep those hips forward. If you want to, tuck in the toes, reaching that back leg up, but just try to avoid kind of hanging out on this thigh. Let's hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. Coming back forwards. Hands down. If you lifted the knee, release it down. Shift the weight back, toes up. Once again, if you want to, you can stretch forward and use props to support you. It's a nice way if you are trying to progress in your splits. Just keep that thigh engaged. You can just support yourself. So you can have next to a sofa or a chair and gradually maybe top of the block and then middle and then bottom as you get closer. Hold for another 3, for 2, for 1. Good. Shift the weight forward. We're going to tuck back. And this time from your down dog, everyone dropping the knees down, untuck the toes, and take a pause in your child pose. Big breath in, big breath out. Remember, we're trying to release and cleanse, release any toxins or tensions, and just let go. Big breath in, big breath out. Imagine that big breath in is that light that's shining into the darkest corners. And exhale, you're sweeping away anything you no longer need. Good. When you're ready, planting the hands, lifting up, tucking toes, taking your gaze forward. Step or jump your feet to your hands, releasing down. Halfway lift, exhale lower. Inhale all the way to standing. And release, arms by your side. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forwards. Halfway lift. Hands to the mat, into your plank, down to the floor. And then up into your chest opener. Tuck the toes, push back. We begin with the right leg. So right leg reaching up. And just pay attention now because we're going to come into a plank position, bringing that knee under our chest. And then we're just going to pulse up. 1, 2, plant that foot down. Open up into your high lunge. Good. Staying here. We're going to come into our rotation. So once again, reaching and extending behind for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Back to center. And now I want you to lift up and lower the arms. And then release back down. Just pulsing up and down. The arms move as we move. Exhale as you sink down. Inhale as you lift up. 2 more. Good. And then gently allow your hands down. Release the back knee. Once again, we come into our low lunge, and this time, arms forward, reach into the sky. So really lengthening the front side of the body if you want to, palms together, and taking that into a back bend. Big inhale, big exhale. Let's hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Hands down, shift back to your monkey or your half splits. If you're going for your splits, this is the last one on this side, so really feel free to go where you need to go. But as always, as long as you find a stretch, that's all we're after. So big inhale, big exhale. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, 1. Come back through. Pause, take a rest, or roll through your flow. And then we all meet in down dog. So left leg, reaching up, coming forwards into plank, hugging that knee into your chest, and then pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step forward. Open up into your high lunge. Enjoy that for a moment. And then find your way into your twist. You're trying to keep the hips forward. Whoop, knee forward. And open up. Gazing back if you can for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. 1. Back to center. Inhale, extend the legs, lower the arms. Exhale, sink down. Good. If you want to, you can always come up onto the toes of the front foot or the ball of the front foot. Just do whatever you wish. Really feeling that stretch, working all the way through your legs. 2 more. Good. Gently lower your hands down. Lower yourself into a low lunge. Untuck those toes. Reaching forwards and then reaching up with the arms. If you want to, palms together and opening into your back bend. For 5. For 4, just draw that left hip back if it's creeping forwards. For 3. For 2. For 1. Hands down. Into your half splits once again. Last one on this side, so go where you want to. Doesn't mean you need to go into your splits, but maybe see, can you get that leg a little straighter? Can you push those hips back a little further? Can you bring that pinky toe towards you a little more? For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Release, hands down. Shift back into the down dog, going through your flow. And then keep the knees down, push back, child pose. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Gently pressing your ankles, push up. We're going to bring our legs in front of us. We're going to come to lie down. So we're going to go through an inversion, our plow pose. So if that's not for you today, feel free to just take a lie down. Maybe have the legs lifted, stretching up. If you want to come with me into plow, please take a glance first, but then keep your head still once you're in the position. To bring your knees in, use some momentum to get your hands to the small of the back. Walk the elbows in, walk your hands up your back, so closer to the floor. And then you're extending your legs to try and reach the floor behind your head. Supporting yourself with your hands or releasing them to the floor. And pausing there. So take your time. We're going to hold for 5, so whichever variation, or if you come in and come out, that's good. You can do that as many times as you like. But we've got for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, whichever position you're in, reach and stretch those heels away from you. For 1, release. Come down as gently as possible. Placing the soles of the feet on the floor. Come into a bridge pose. If you have wheel pose in your practice and you feel safe and confident to do that, please go ahead. I'm not going to go through it, so that's just your own choice, and if you're happy to do that. Otherwise, come with me in bridge. So I'm going to dig down through those heels, lifting up, engaging the glutes. Try to imagine you have a ball between your legs so they don't fall out to the side. Lifting the hips. If you want to, you can interlock your fingers beneath you. Walk your shoulder blades in to lift the chest. Imagine you're trying to make the front of the body as long as possible. We hold for 5. If you're coming into wheel, hold, but make sure you have enough strength to gently lower yourself when you need to come out. For 3, for 2, for 1. Everyone gently release. Gently lower. Good, and then we're going to come back through seated. So once again, you can rock and roll, or you can come onto your side and gently push yourself up. We're going to come through into a pigeon pose. We'll begin with our right knee forwards. So right knee is forwards, left leg is extending behind you. Trying to keep your hips level so they're not swaying to the right side. If you're more lifted, you can use a block or a cushion under that right hip to keep you propped. Or you can bring something in front if you want to just kind of rest down. Otherwise, gently lowering yourself down. Big breath in. Big breath out. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently come up, stay here, or flex in the back knee. You try and reach and grab the ankle, drawing it towards us. So here you should feel a real stretch on the front of that left leg, so our quadricep. Not holding for too long. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release down. We're now going to shuffle round to the side. So just lifting your hips and opening up. If that feels too uncomfortable or transition, you can just bring that front knee back and then come to sit to face the side of the mat. So we've got our left leg extended, and right foot tucks it in. Grounding down. Big reach up, and then exhale. We're going to reach over to the left side. So we're stretching the right, taking your gaze up. As always, if your stretch is here, that's just as good as being here. Just wherever your stretch is. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Gently bring that right hand, place it to the outside of the right hip without overthinking it. Lift up onto your knee and your feet and open into your fallen angel. So you're opening, stretching the legs and fingers. You're opening your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your smile. Really big open, releasing position. And then gently lowering yourself back down. Placing the sole of the right foot to the floor. And coming to one more rotation on this side. So just hugging that knee with your left hand. Placing your right hand to the base of the spine. Big inhale to sit up tall. And exhale to rotate round. Each inhale you're trying to find length. And each exhale, seeing if you can go a little deeper. Hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. A gentle counter stretch to the other side. And then planting the hands. I'm going to sweep the legs back. Come into a down dog. So taking a big stretch. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. So bringing your left knee forwards, stretching back with the right leg. Again, using whatever you need to prop yourself up. And if you're up even higher, just prop a little higher, just so there's a little support under there for you. Just feel that stretch and stay upright. If you have the space, you can come a little lower and eventually resting your head on your hands. And pausing here. Try to keep the hips level if you notice they're sweeping off to the left. And we hold for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Gently pushing yourself up. Staying here. Flexing the back knee. And reaching for that foot. Hold for 3. For 2. For 1. Gently release. Bring that leg forward. So once again, we come into our bound angle. Let me just rotate around so you can see. So this time, it's the right leg's extended, left knee bent. Inhale, big reach up. Exhale, over to the right side. Big stretch, taking your gaze up to the ceiling. Just helps us from reaching, coming into a forward fold. It keeps us in a lateral, a sideways stretch. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. For 1. Plant the hand down. Open up into your fallen angel. A big surrender, opening pose. Releasing everything that no longer serves you. Gently lower yourself back down. Placing the sole of the left foot to the floor. Hugging the left knee with the right hand. The left hand props you up behind the back. Big inhale to grow tall. And exhale, looking behind. Big inhale. Exhale as you rotate. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. For 1. Good, gently. Counterbalance, hands on the other side. Just gentle rotation. And then come back to center. Before we come to lie down, we're going to do some breath work, our pranayama. So once again, if you like to be propped up, sit on a cushion or a block, then please do. We're going to do some alternate nostril breathing. Grounding yourself down, we're going to use our right hand. So I will cue you and go with you to begin with, and then I'll allow you to go at your own pace through the same rhythm. This is a beautiful one for trying to bring us back into balance, and it really feels very cleansing for us, just kind of neutralizing both signs and both of our nadis, or our Pingala and our Ida, our passive and our active, our sun and our moon. So trying to bring everything back into balance. So using your right hand, thumb and ring finger, but if that feels too uncomfortable, just any other finger. So we're going to block our right nose. And we're going to take a big inhale through the left. Block the left, release the right, and exhale. Inhale. Block the right, release the left, and exhale. That's one round. Inhale. Switch sides, and exhale. Inhale. Switch sides and exhale. Inhale. Switch sides and exhale. Inhale. Switch sides. Exhale. Inhale. Switch sides and exhale. Inhale. Switch sides and exhale. Please continue through the same rhythm but the own pace of your own breath. We inhale, we switch sides, exhale. Inhale, switch sides, exhale. And maybe notice, is one side easier to breathe through? I believe every 90 minutes our breath switches from one nostril naturally to the other. And during this time we can be led by that side. If it's your left side, it's your Ida. You're maybe more passive, your moon, calmer, cooler energy. It's your right side, it's your Pingala, your active energy, your sunshine. And just again, tuning in with your body. Pay attention to which side you're breathing through more clearly at the moment. And using that breath to shine your light into the darkest corners of your body. Completing one more round. And after you breathe out through the left side, releasing your hand, breathing through both nostrils and exhaling fully. Gently, we're going to come down to the mat. So if you can keep your eyes closed or just a gentle gaze, try to keep your movement small. Come to lie on your back. Arms to the side, and we gently just tick-tock the knees as we did at the beginning, from side to side. towards you if you wish, holding each knee with a hand. And once again, repeating the circles at a much slower pace. If you are doing rotations, gently change in direction. You're going to come to rest in Shavasana. So your suggested Shavasana for today is our reclined bound angle, so how we started, soles of the feet together. Again, if you do have a cushion or a bolster that you can lie, so you can lay along, get into the base of the spine, and then allow yourself to lay across. You want your head to be supported as well. So you can equally do this with some cushions, a few cushions in a line. Just make sure that the head's supported. Arms out to the side. If it feels too uncomfortable to have your legs in this position, you can extend them away. Find that comfortable space. So take your time if you need to get the props. And then once you've found your way into stillness, stay there. Be still. Big breath in. Big breath out. Remember our theme of releasing and cleansing. Our niyama of Sauca, our cleansing, our purifying. As we've moved through our asanas, we've released some tension, some toxins, some blockages. And now allow them to just go with every exhale. Big breath in. Deep breath out. If the mind wanders, just come back to your breath. Big breath in. Big breath out. On your next inhale, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing all the way into your belly. And exhaling fully. Repeat a few more times. And gently allow sensation back. Moving your fingers and toes. Like to bring the knees together. Maybe stretch out. Flex at the ankles and the wrists. And then bringing the knees back in. Gently make your way onto your side. So if you're on a prop, just gently coming off and lying on your side. Supporting your head with your shoulder or your hands. Pause in here for a moment. This fetal position as we sit up, it's like a rebirth. So imagine your breath is waves washing over you, cleansing you, purifying you, so as you come to be seated, you bring with you only what you need. With an inhale, pushing yourself up to a seated position, eyes closed or a soft gaze. Ground yourself down and we share our breath. Inhale, reaching the arms up, palm to palm, lowering your hands in front of your heart. Bowing your head, thanking yourself for taking the time to practice today. Namaste. Thank you. Great use of props, guys. Well done. Amazing. So nice to see you all. And I'll see you all again soon.